What is going on, fellow farmers? CJ Farms here, and today we are back with another beginner's guide tutorial right here on FS22. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, smash that like button for me, and click that bell and click also know exactly when I post new content and when I go live. And if you want to get your hands on some amazing and awesome Giantssoftware gear and help out the CJ Farms YouTube channel in the process, check out the links below with the blue diamonds beside it, guys. Go grab your Giantssoftware gear and help support CJ Farms. With that being said, let's get on with the video. What's going on, fellow farmers? Welcome back to another beginner's guide tutorial with your boy CJ Farms. Today, guys, I'm going to be taking you through easy development controls that were just put into the game this week. Now, the best way that I can explain what easy development controls are is for those who may play GTA 5, this is like the simple trainer for FS22. So if you play GTA 5 and you know what the simple trainer is for GTA 5, then you know exactly what I'm referring to when I say that this is the simple trainer for FS22. So with that being said, let's get right into this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the first thing that I do want to make very clear is that when you install this mod, your default key to open this menu is going to be F12, okay? So if you go into your menu right here, if you go to your map menu, right, in this menu right here, hit escape, and you go down to keybinds, all right? And once you're in this area right here, if you want to change your keybind to this, which I did because I have the game on Steam, so every time I hit F12 to open up the menu, it takes a screenshot and opens the menu. So I changed mine to F11. Now, I'm going to go back to the very top of it and show you guys exactly where this keybind is located, all right? So if you hit escape and go into your keybinds down here on these little three little dots with a dot above it, and you scroll down, okay, I'm going to scroll down to about right in here somewhere, right here. So easy development controls. So y'all's is going to look like this when you first have it installed, and as you can see, it took a screenshot as soon as I hit the key. Now, if you want to change this right here that says easy development controls, open menu, you want to go over here and you want to left click on this and then just hit the key that you want to set it to, mine being F11. Whenever you change it, okay, whatever you change it to, make sure when you're done you go down here and click save controls. All right, now that we got it saved, we can go out of the game and we can hit F11 to open up the menu. Now I'm going to go over each and everything, maybe not each and everything, but most of the important stuff in this in the easy development controls. So in the general area of this section right here of easy development controls, as you can see right here, you have an add money part right here. You have a remove money menu and a set money menu, okay? You can also change, do your extra time scales. It does say using time scales greater than 5,000 times may have a negative effects on the base game and custom scripts. It is recommended to only use extra fast time scales for testing purposes, so just keep that in mind, okay? Over here, guys, you can stop the time. So what that means is if we go out of the game and you see the time working right there, all right, and you see it's on 1 right there, if I go back into that menu and I click stop time, we're going to go back out and the time is now at 0.0, which means the time is not moving at all, okay? So once we have that covered right there, as you can see, it's on 0.0 times, which means the clock has stopped. Now the clock above my my HUD there, that is the clock from that's the clock from a different mod. So now let's go back into easy development controls by hitting our keybind, the F11. That's what I have it set to, whatever you guys got it set to. Down here, now if we want to add some money, just say, and if you look at my money in the map, we have $587,315. Okay, now if I go back into my easy development controls, go to add money, and let's say let's add 500,000. Okay, just like that. Let's add 500,000. If we go back out, you will now see that 500,000 has been added to your account. Now, if you want to subtract money, you can do that by going to remove money and type in, we'll do 500,000 again. If you go back, the money is subtracted 500,000. Now, to set your money, if you go to set money, we're going to set this to 1. We're going to hit that right there, okay? Now, set farm account balance is set at $1 million. So that's what we have, 1 million. So this sets it to a specific balance. So for example, if I want to go to set money, I only want 500,000, right? And I type that in. The balance is now at $500,000. So you guys kind of get the gist of how that works. Over here, flight mode. This is a very important aspect of this menu, as this is what a lot of content creators use for thumbnails, intro videos, stuff like that. Now, if you turn this on and turn this on, make sure that all three of make sure that these both are on when you do it. Okay, this one and this one, flight mode and flight state. If you escape out and you hit Q on the keyboard, you will then go up. Okay, you will go up. Sorry about that, guys. If you hit the Q, you will go up. Now, if you hold the shift while hitting the Q, you will go up a little faster, just like so, okay? Now, to come back down, you're going to hit the E. Again, if you hold the shift while you're doing this, you're going to move a little faster. But you can fly through the map like this. This is how we do flight mode. And you can go up. You can go down. It's pretty much up to you how you want to do this, okay? Now, if you want to disable flight mode without having to go back into your easy development controls, all you have to do is hit the J as in John, on your keyboard, and it will disable it. Now, from here on out, since you've already enabled it through the menu, you can hit J to enable it and disable it. So if I hit J again, it will take me back into flight mode. All right? If I hit J again, it will disable it. If I hit it again, it'll take me back. You guys get the gist of what I'm saying? But in order for it to work with that J key, you have to go into the menu and enable it when you first open the game, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind, all right? On down to HUD visibility. This right here, guys, if you'll look, you'll see my HUD right there. And if I go back into that menu and I click, if I turn HUD visibility off, it turns the entire HUD off, just like so. Let me get over here out of this wheat. There we go. And then if we go back and turn that back on, our HUD is now back on. All right, let's go back into the menu. HUD input. I'm not too sure what the HUD input is. HUD input binding on toggle the HUD visibility input toggle HUD. All right, let's go back out. Okay, let's try this. Let's go to here and then escape out and then go back in, turn it back on. As you guys can see, it hides the HUD for you. So in other words, you can use that to hide your HUD to take thumbnails. Now going back into easy development controls. Over here, teleport. You can teleport anywhere you like. Now this one right here, the X/Z, is for you to set your coordinates. So if you know the coordinates of where you're going, you can set it and click the check mark and it'll put you there. Now for example, if I want to go to say field 14, I can click this, go to field 14, hit the check mark. It's going to take me over to field 14, as you can see right there on the map. Okay, all right, now if we go back and we want to go to say field 30, we click that, it teleports us to field 30. So that's kind of how that works, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go into flight mode. And if you are using a controller for flight mode, to go up is going to be left bumper, to go down is going to be right bumper, and then if you pull your right trigger, that will speed you up. Okay, that's kind of how you do that. I got to get back to the main part of the farm here real quick, guys. Let me get back over to the main part of the farm, which is where is the main part of the farm at? Right here. You know what, I'll just do it like this. Oh yeah, I sold my vehicles. I don't have any vehicles. I forgot about that. Here we go, right here. Here's the main part of the farm. So we're gonna fall back down about right here. So let's go back into the controls, easy development controls, and we're gonna go ahead and all this over here set FOV. That's your field of view. You can set that to whatever you want. Set quality user setting, high. You can go to very high, low. This sets the quality of the game. So as you can see, if we go back and we set it to medium, it makes it a little better. If we set it to user setting, it makes it better. If we go to high, it makes it a little better, and then very high makes it. Now, as you guys can see, if I'm on user setting, and mine is set to very high, so it's going to stay just the way it is. But you guys get to adjust how that works. Now let's go on down to delete objects input on delete objects key, delete objects on. So this is delete objects. I'm not too sure what key that is. Let's go into our keybinds and see if we have a keybind for that. Let's see if maybe there is a keybind for that specific development controls. I don't see one for delete objects. It may not be in here because it is part of that one mod. So looks like everything is in alphabetical order, though. I think I'm pretty sure it is. So let's go back out. Let's go back to the menu. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Let me turn this off and turn it back on. Delete objects key on. Okay, so let's go down to the next part here, which is player. Now this over here, I'm not too sure why the super strength is disabled. I'm not too sure why this part is disabled. I don't know why. Jump multiplayer. Now this is how high your player is going to jump. Now if we go to the higher you take this, the higher your player is going to jump. So if you go to say like 4 times, exit out, your player is going to jump pretty high, right? This is the default jump for your player. Okay, so you guys know about that. Just so you know, that's the default jump. 10 times is going to take you to the max jump height, just like that, okay? So we're going to turn that off. You guys kind of get the gist of how that works. Let's go down to, and you can activate third-person view. Once you click this, you'll see your guy appear on screen right there, okay? All right, and then you can now, you're now in third-person view, which I think is pretty cool because that would make for some great thumbnails. Now, if you guys want to know how I hid my HUD like that, that is a mod called HUD Hider, or HUD Toggle, I think it is. And you just hit Alt-1, but you have to have the mod installed for it to work. Okay, so if you want to go back out of third person, go back in the menu, and you would just turn that off. Wood cutting marker is like when you use your chainsaw, it puts a line on the wood for you. Aim marker is pretty much the same thing. Running multiplier. This is how fast your player is going to run. So if we take it down to 2 times, he's probably going to walk. Wait a minute, let me do mine like this. I got to turn my speed down. Okay, there we go. There's that. Let me turn this off. Let's go back into here. Running multiplier. Make sure it's on first of all. That was probably my first mistake. Make sure that is on. Running multiplier, increasing running speed. Okay, so there's a hotkey that I'm just not too sure what it is. But right here, as you can see, running multiplier speed is set at 2 times. Okay, so he's going to go pretty slow, which is like default speed. If you go back and we raised it up to say 6 times, all right, and we exit out, he's going to run a little faster. Okay, now this doesn't involve your walk. This just involves when you're running. Okay. So if we go back and we go up to, say, let's go all the way up to the highest. Let's go to 14 times, okay? So again, it doesn't affect your walk, only when you run, okay? Now, if you combine that with your jump height, right? If you combine that with your jump height and put it at max, this is kind of what you get right here in this area. So he's going to jump pretty high and he's going to run really fast, as you guys can see, okay? So easy development controls is something we had in FS19, and I'm so glad they brought it over to FS22. Now, if you want to disable this, you don't have to turn your numbers down. All you got to do is just turn it off like that, and your player will be back at default running speed just like so. All right, back into the controls. This is all your debugging stuff over here, which isn't really important. Then we're going to go down to the next menu. Okay, this is going to be objects and field types. Now this part is very important. Let me move somewhere where we're going to be spawning some stuff here, and this is going to be a bit of a lengthy tutorial, guys, just so you know. Let's go ahead and let's actually just Let's go right here. All right. So F11. So add bells. So you can do square bells and you can do round bells. And the round bells you can also do unwrapped or wrapped. Okay. You can also select grass, hay, straw, silage, wood chips, or grass. Okay. In square bells, I believe you can have all the same as well. Let's see. Yeah, the only thing you don't get, I think, is silage and wood chips. So just say, and you can change the size of your bells as well. You can make them 488 centimeters, which is pretty huge. Default is 120. So we're going to spawn a round grass bell right here. All right. And there it is. Sorry about that, guys. So this is your round grass bell. Now, if you do have super strength in the game, through your lumberjack mod, you can double click on your alt, left alt, and he will pick this up and he will, be able to lift it. Let me slow my guy down here a little bit. What am I on? Okay, so. All right, so again, super strength enabled through lumberjack. Now that's the lumberjack mod, in which you can, which may be why it's disabled in my menu, because I have lumberjack. I don't know. But back down here, guys, we're going to take the bell up to, let's do a 238 centimeter bell, but I won't want it to be, let's see, is there only certain ones that go that high, or, let's see. Yes, the only one you get 238 centimeters is, I think is cotton bells. So if I spawn that, okay, it's going to be a huge cotton bell, right? But you can lift it with your super strength enabled. That would be through the lumberjack mod. Again, this is not through easy development controls that I'm using. I'm using my super strength through the lumberjack mod. Okay, let me put this. Come on, grab that. Let me put that right over there. Get over there. And pick this one up. Come on, pick it up, CJ, and toss it over there. So there's your bells right there. Let's go back into the controls. And now, just for example, if we want to take that bell size back down to, let's do a grass bell at 240 meters and see how big that is. So there's your grass bell. And then let's go to round and see how far we can go on that. So the only one's going to be is let's see, grass goes up to 180 centimeters. Let's do a bell of hay. Round. All right, so we're going to do a round bell of hay. There it goes right there. As you can see, it is a different size than the default. Okay, this is 120 meters. This is the one that we just spawned, which was 180 centimeters. Okay, so as you can see, it is a different size, and you do have to have super strength on to be able to pick those up. All right, so let's go back into the menu. Let me back up a little bit here. We're going to have some more space. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you can clear these out. Let's see, where is it at? Can we? So we'll go like this, and we are going to click clear. I think that's just for tipped area, yeah. So I don't think you can clear these. Oh, right here, remove bells. Are you sure you want to remove the bells from the map? Click continue. And your bells are now gone. Your bells are now gone. So just keep that in mind, guys. It is on remove bells. You can also remove pallets, remove logs, remove stumps. So for example, let's see how this works, because I have not, this is something new and I have not tried it. Let me go into my store real quick and let me just purchase a chainsaw, and we're going to cut a tree down. All right, and we're going to go over here. And I'm just going to cut down, we'll just cut down this tree right here. They don't look like they're those type of trees. Now, y'all see the line there? Y'all see that mark? Let me back up a little bit. That mark, others. That mark, guys, that is through easy development control. So we're just going to go down, and I'm going to cut this tree down right here. All right. Now, in all reality, this should get rid of it. Now, if I go over here to, where's that stump? So we're going to look at the stump. We're going to click remove stumps. And it removed the stump. Okay, so there it is. Well, it doesn't remove the trees yet. But if you go like this and you click remove logs and click that, your log will then disappear. I'm not too sure why that's still there. There's probably still some work left to be done on, and that probably just needs to be just a little process there. It's probably just part of the tree that didn't get processed. Yeah, that's what it is. So that's just part of it. So now, if we go over to add pallets, all right, if we go over to add pallets, and we're going to go up here for this, let's go down here, around this way. Now, if we add pallets, just say if we want to add pallets, okay, let's go back to the controls. We're going to add, let's add a wheat pallet, okay, so you can do wheat, you can do wood chips, wool, barley, bees, bread, butter, cake, canola oil, cereal, chaff, cheese, chocolate, clothes, corn, cotton, eggs, fabric, flour, furniture, grape juice, grapes, herbicide, honey, lettuce, lime, liquid fertilizer, manure, mineral feed, net wrap, and I think that is pretty much it for that one. Let me go back to the very beginning here. If I can get to go back. Now, if you hold it down, it doesn't go as fast, but if you click it real fast, it'll go back. Now, you can do a pallet of twine. So if we click that, it's going to, oh, what the heck was that, bro? What just happened? I don't know why it did that. But here is your pallet of twine right here, as you guys can see. 288,000 meters of twine. So this is for, like, your balers and stuff. Now, if we go back in the menu and we want to add, you can also do by category. So you can do all, you can do farm products, you can do general, crops. I mean, you can spawn anything you pretty much want. So let's do corn. So there is a pallet of corn right there. So pretty cool stuff, man. This is going to be, these would have been really very helpful when I was really doing a lot of my beginner's guide tutorials that have been very helpful. And they will be for future tutorials as well. I love these controls. I love them. Big shout out to the creator of these controls, which I will give you guys the credit on that in just a minute. Let's see. So down here, I think this one is pretty important too. Add log, you can add a pine tree, you can add stone, spruce, birch, American elm, like any kind of tree that's in the game, you can add it right here. You can also add it from 1 meter to a 4 meter. So let's spawn that. And there is your 4 meter log right there. There it is. And once you get it out, you can also, it's also still able to be cut. So just keep that in mind. Once you spawn them, you can still cut them just like so. All right. And again, if you don't want this laying here, go back in your controls, go over to remove logs, click it, click continue, and your log is gone, okay? Same with the pallets, guys. Same with the pallets. Go to your controls, go to remove pallets, click continue, and oh, it did not remove that pallet, though. It did not remove that one. Why did it not remove that pallet? Okay, so it didn't do it. All right, so well, that it is what it is. There's probably still some stuff they got to work out. Now, there's another one here I want to show you that I think is rather important, and there's some other stuff down there we're going to go through as well. So back into the controls. Over here, tip to ground. A lot of people love using this, and I love using it in FS19, as it does help a lot. It makes the game more realistic and more immersive. So just for example, let's say we have a chicken coop, and we need some wheat, but we don't want to buy the bags, and we want to put our wheat on the ground and scoop it up with a front loader and feed it to our chickens that way to make it more immersive and more realistic. You can go here to wheat, and you can do it from, you can tip 1 meter to 25 meters on the ground. Now, when you tip it, it's going to be a big pile of wheat. So if I go like this, and why did it not work? Why did it not work? Like I said, guys, these are new, and they're still working on this stuff. So let me try this one more time. I don't know why it didn't tip the wheat to the ground. Let me try to maybe do it in here. Let's try that one more time. Tip to ground wheat, 25 meters. Let's check it. Invalid. No. Okay, let's do that. It's still not doing it. Okay, so I don't know why that's not working. Not too sure. Let's try barley. Invalid value given. I don't want to give a value. I don't want to. Let's try 8 meters. Is that an invalid value as well? Okay, so let's type in something. Let's just type in 1,000. How about that? We'll type in 1,000. There it is right there, guys. Sorry, you got to type it in. My mistake. So you got to type it in. So there's your barley on the ground. Now, if you want to do, so I'm assuming this right here is how far you want it spanned out, like stretched out. So we're going to do 1 meter. And this time, we are going to spawn some wheat to the ground in this part. That way it's like a big pile of wheat in one spot. The further out you take this span right here, the more it's going to stretch it out, as you guys can see right here, okay? So that's what that was for. My mistake on that, guys. Sorry about that. Let's go back in our controls. And over to, let's do wheat again. And we want to spawn, let's say, 10,000 liters of wheat, right? We want to spawn 10,000 liters of wheat. And check. And there is your pile of wheat right there. Now it's all in one spot. Now you can add to this pile. You can keep adding. If you want to go back and add another, say, 20,000, you can do it just like that, okay? And it's going to keep piling up. Now, to clear this out, to clear it out, you're going to go back in your controls. You're going to go right here where it says clear tip area. You can do all, wheat, barley, oats. It's probably better just to do all unless you want it for a specific crop. Down here you can change the radius of how far you want it to delete the tipped wheat to the ground, or whatever you got tipped. I would just select it the way it is, click all and click check mark, and it is now deleted the barley as well as the wheat, as you guys can see. So that's kind of how that works. Back into here, we went over logs, available bales. Let's find out what that is real quick. Let's go here, click on available bales. So this is the available bales that if you can obviously spawn into the game here. That's what that's telling you right there. Fermenting bales. So if you have fermenting bales, it will tell you right here, okay? It will tell you where your fermenting bales are right here and how far they're processed, I believe. Show bale locations on. This shows the bales on your map. So for example, you can also do pallets. So for example, if it should show that pallet on the map right there. Let's go into the map and check it out and see if, because I did turn on pallet locations, which it is not showing it. It is not showing. Let's see if we got to enable something in here. I don't believe we do. Hotspots, here we go. So yeah, it's not showing the, I figured it would be on hotspots because that's what it is. I don't see it though. So here's what we'll do. Here's what we will do. We'll do it like this. I am going to be in the fact that we do have show bale locations on. We are going to spawn a round bale right here. Okay, just a random couple of bales here. All right, and then we're going to go back into the map. And as you can see, and let me back up from a little bit so you guys can see them a little better as to what I'm talking about. There's the bales right there on the map. Now, if you have that off, you're not going to see these little dots. That's your bales. You're not going to see them, okay? But if you have it on in the ease development controls, or EDC, we'll just say EDC, then if these are off, it's not going to show it on the map. As you can see, it will not show on the map. But if you have them on, okay, and go back to the map, it will show them right there, as you guys can see. Okay, let's go back in the controls, and let's remove all the bales. There we go, and the bales are now gone. I don't know why it didn't remove that pallet. That is rather weird. I don't know why it didn't remove it. Okay, so let's go back to our menu. And that is pretty much it for this area right here. If we go down to this little vehicle right here, this is vehicles. So I don't have any vehicles on the map, which is why this stuff is probably not highlighted. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to mark a spot, and I'm going to purchase a vehicle so we can kind of go over these. All right, let's go into the store, and let's just get us a random tractor like this one right here, and we'll just purchase that the way it is. Now if we go back in the menu, okay, it's still not showing. It's still not showing. Still not showing it. All right, let me pull it up now. Okay, now that I'm in the vehicle, it's showing up. Okay, so you got to be in the vehicle. You can set your dirt condition. You can do it to 100%, which means the vehicle will be dirty, as you can see. Okay, if you go back into it and you set it to 0, Let's see, you can do all, you can do dirt, wear, like your wear and tear, damage. You can do a lot of stuff, set, add, remove. So we want to remove the dirt, and we want to do 100% of that. We're going to click. Now, if you just want the dirt removed, you want to select dirt. If you want all removed, you click all, and we're just going to do dirt for now and click check mark. It's going to clean the tractor right up. Now, we're going to put some wear and tear on the tractor, okay? So we're going to go to all. We're going to go to add, and as you can see, like I said, you can do all, dirt, wear, damage, and you know, so we're going to do specifically damage, and we're going to add 100% damage to the tractor. All right, so if you look over there in my where my wrench is above my speedometer, you will see that the wear and tear is all the way down. All right, now the way you repair that is you go back to the menu, and you can simply take this to remove, and then click the check mark, and it will put it back to the top of the bar there. As you can see, it'll repair your tractor. Let me turn that off, and then we go back in. This reloads your vehicles, analyze vehicles, attempting to analyze, select the vehicle case, IH, blah blah blah. Make sure vehicle is positioned on a flat plane that is parallel to XZ plane for best results. So if we click this, check game log for more details. So you would have to check the game log for details to see what the analysis is on this specific tractor. Okay, let's go back in the menu. Now if we right here, guys, for example, you can fill the vehicle right here if I wanted to. You have different fill units, like you have diesel, you have diesel exhaust fluid, and you have air. Okay, so if we wanted to fill this with let's just empty the air. Let's just empty it. Okay, so all the air is emptied out of the vehicle, right? So all the air is out of it, which I'm not too sure what difference that makes. I'm not too sure about that. All right, so let's go back into here, and let's fill the air all the way back up. Let's fill it back up. That's diesel. I'm sorry. That is diesel. Let's do air again. Air, fill. Okay, so it's now filled with air, whatever that means. Diesel, you can fill it or you can empty it. If you empty it, it is going to shut your tractor off. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and fill it again with diesel. If you fill it back up, your tractor will now start. All right, so just a little food for thought right there, guys. Over here is your condition. Again, there is dirt, wear, damage. I think we went over this, didn't we? Set, add. Yeah, we went over that. Over here, let's see, there's your fuel levels right there, guys. For your vehicle, you can set a specific fuel level that you want, or you can just fill it up. Over here, set power consumer. No, it's selected or is not a power consumer. Okay, so if you want to remove the vehicle, I believe you can go like this, click continue, and it will remove the vehicle from the map. Okay, all vehicles, as a matter of fact. So if I went to the store and say we purchased, let me do like this. Sorry, guys. Let me click this. Okay, so if I purchase like a few of these, right? And then I exit back out. All right, so we got 4 of those tractors. If you pull that menu back up and you click remove vehicles, it is now going to remove all those vehicles just like so. Let's go down to the next menu. This is going to be placeables, okay? So over here, farm own, current trigger, PP2, set owner, to my farm. I haven't went over this too much, guys. Output mode all, butter, storing, selling. So this is like your selling if you want to sell your chocolate, your cheese, butter, distributing. Okay, change production to distributing mode. So this changes your distributing mode, like in your, like for example, your your factories, right? So if you have a factory and you want to, let's say you want to go to that factory and you want to change the output mode on that factory. Let's just say that you have a cheese factory, all right, and you want to store it. You would click store, okay, or you click selling, or you click distributing, whichever one you want to do. You just select it right there and you click the check mark. It will then say change one production to distribution mode, selling successfully, okay? Fill level, you can also fill your factories from here. Output, input, you can also do milk, sugar, all. So we'll do all, and then we'll do fill, and we're going to do liters maximum and click it. It says change all input fill levels on one production point successfully. So that means the production points that you have on the map will fill from this menu right here, okay? So if you want a production factory filled all the way up, you would do it from this menu right here. That's exactly what that's for. Set owner, so this is going to be for your farm. Confirm. Change one production point to farm my farm successfully. So this is for your production, not your farm. I'm sorry, guys. This will allow you to own the production factory without actually having to purchase it, okay? And set state. Let's go ahead and click. Let's check that. So change three productions to off state successfully. So productions will be off if you select it this way, okay? Any production of the map that you own, it will be off if you do it like this. Now, if you click on and click check, they will all be turned back on, okay? So that means they're working. Delivery map. Let's see what this is right here. Shipping and butter to the following production points, none. Let's go back out of this. Production points list. This is your production points and what you have on the map, okay? So whatever map you go to and you pull this up, it's going to show all the production points you have on that specific map, okay? This is your debug again. Show test areas right here. So if you X out that, it's just going to show you where the test areas are, and it's really not that important, to be honest about it. I'm going to turn that back off. Show placement collisions. So this is kind of like part of the, you know, the how they designed the game, your collision areas. So just make sure you kind of, you know, have that off. Reload farmhouse, successfully loaded XML and IE3D of one placeable. You can reload your placeables, remove placeables. If you go like this, remove the placeables and click that, and then as you guys can see, all the sheds, anything that's a placeable is now gone. So for example, if I go into the store and I go down to construction and I go over to let's put down a sell point just for craps and giggles, and we need to add some money to our account just like this, and we are going to put this placeable down, say like we'll put it down, just say like right there. All right, now let's exit back out. So this is considered a placeable, okay? This is considered a placeable. Anything that's a placeable, you can remove it by going to our EDC. And if you go to remove placeables and click continue, it's going to remove it, okay? It's going to be just like you never put it there. It's going to remove it all out, okay? So, yeah, I think that's it for that part. Moving on to the next menu, guys. This is going to be set field fruit. Now, this is very important. This is one of the ones that I probably use the most. All right, let me see here. Why is my speed not working? All right, let me go back into my menu. Let me go up here to my, that needs to be on. So if you do have the mod installed player speed, make sure that this is on if you have it installed, because it can conflict. If you have it off, your player speed will not work, I believe. Because mine is not working now, so I'm not too sure what that's about. I don't know why it's not letting me manually change it. That's pretty weird. Let me put it up on like 14. Let's go to 8 times. Well, 14 times. And that should... Okay, yeah. I don't know why it's not letting me manually change it now, but that is rather weird. So... let me just go down to that. All right, let's go back down to that menu, guys. Sorry about that. So, set field fruit. So, what that means, so you got to check and see what field you are currently on, okay? So, if you pull up the map, you're going to see that we are on field 15, which is where the wheat is. Now, let's just say, for example, you don't want the wheat here, okay? If we don't want the wheat here, we're going to pull up that menu, our EDC, Easy Development Controls, and we want to go to set field fruit. Okay, and you want to make sure the field that you're selected is the one that you're on, the one that you're wanting to change, okay? So we're on field 15, right? That's the field that we're on. You can change the fields right here. We want the ground layer, say, to be, we want it to be just fertilized, okay? We don't want rolling on. We'll leave that off. Buy farmland, which we already own that. Let's say we want the fruit type to be, let's say we want the fruit type to be corn. All right, you want 100% fertilization. You want the field to already be limed. Grow state, you want it on ready to harvest, okay? So you can do it on grow state 1, stew, 3, 4, 5, and ready to harvest. You can also do withered and harvested, okay? I don't know why you want to do that, but you know what I mean. So we're going to put it on ready to harvest, okay? Now you can also make the field plowed if you want to. We're not going to do that. Now we have on field 15 that we put down fertilizer, that we told the game we want it 100% fertilized. We want corn on this field and for it to be ready to be harvested. Now, if we click this check mark, it's going to change from wheat to corn. That's ready to harvest. We're going to click it, exit out. You now have a field full of corn that is now ready to harvest, as you can see. Now, if we go back into that menu and we go to set field fruit, and you want to change it, say, to, let's go back, and let's go to set field ground. I'll show you that real quick. So we're going to set field ground. This is different. Ground layer, you can do ground layer as corn, mask, none, fertilizer, manure, slurry, lime, straw, which will want to be on the ground afterwards, right? If you want lime on the ground, you can do that. It needs rolling, remove foliage. Ground type is very important. So this is where your ground type is going to come in. The way you're going to set your ground, the way it's going to look, okay? So you can do stubble tillage, you can do cultivated, seed bed, plowed, let me go back to that. Rolled seed bed, sown, direct sown, planted. There's a lot of options here to go through. You can also do ready to harvest other, okay? So we're just going to put down, let's do plowed. We won't worry about the fertilizer. If you want 100% fertilized and already have it fertilized, you can have it ready to go right there. And then we can click confirm, and the corn's going to disappear, and it's going to look like a plowed field, okay? Click that, exit out, and you now have a plowed field, as you can see right here. Now, if you want to change it again, you go back to set field ground. 15, we could do, for example, rolled seed bed, okay? We'll change it again. And there is a rolled seedbed type ground right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's a rolled seedbed. If you want to change it again, go back to set field ground, and this time we'll do sown to make it look sown, okay? And there it is right there, guys, your sown field. Now, that doesn't mean anything is growing. If you want to grow something, you would have to do that. Why does my character seem extremely tall? He seems extremely tall. I don't know why he seems so extremely tall. Okay, anyway. Now, if you want to set a certain crop type, like I said, you go into your menu, go to set field fruit. You can go over here, and let's say this time we want to put down sugar beets. And we want them to be, this time we won't do harvested. We'll do grow state 4, and we're going to click yes. Click the check mark, and you now see that they're growing, and they're on grow state 4, okay? Now, if you want them to be ready to be harvested, again, go back to set field fruit. Go to... you can go to actually remove foliage. Let's try that. So that'll remove the tops. All right. It was supposed to remove the tops, the foliage. Okay, maybe it has to be on set field fruit. Let's go to ready to harvest. All right. Exit. And your potatoes are now ready to harvest. Okay, so that means the foliage has been removed. All you got to do is bring your potato machine through and pick up the potatoes. You do not have to remove the foliage, which is the top of the potatoes, okay? So you can see we have a ton of potatoes in the ground. Now, if you want to get rid of this, go back into here, go to set field ground. Again, you can set it to sown, direct sown, planted, whichever one you want to do, guys. I'm going to put mine to cut grass, and we're going to click confirm. And as you guys can see, it looks like a ground that has just been... the grass has just been cut. That's what it looks like, okay? So you guys kind of get the gist of how that part works. Advanced growth. So let's do this. Before we do anything, we're going to go to set field fruit. We want to go to field 15 right here. Now, if you're on a specific field, normally when you pull this control up, it will show you the number, the field number you're on right there. We're gonna set this to sorghum, and we're gonna put the growth state on. Let's see, growing 3. So growing 3 is the stage before harvest. We're gonna click yes. Click check mark. This is now your growth state right before harvesting. Okay. Now the reason I'm doing this is because now we're going to go back into that menu. We are going to hit advanced growth. Now what this is going to do, it's going to take everything on the map, every crop on the map that's planted to the next growth state. So if everything on the map is at growth state 2, it's going to take it to growth state 3. If it's a growth state before harvest, it's going to take everything ready to harvest. So once I click this, that sorghum should be ready to harvest. Let's click it. It's going to update all the fields. All the fields have been updated. It says growth on all fields has been advanced to the next stage. So if we exit out, these should be ready to harvest as they are. Okay. So if we go into flight mode like this, and if you go over around the map, you're going to see that everything is at the next growth state. Okay. Everything is there. Let's drop back down. And I think you guys kind of get the gist of how that works. Let's go to, this is your growth period. So whichever, what month you want it to grow in, you can set it here. It's going to update all the fields to August. All right, so everything is updated to, and now we are in the month of August up there, as you guys can see. If we go back to May and click the check mark, and it does take a minute, everything is now in that month. Okay, so let's go back up to all this over here, guys. So set farmland owner, which is very important. If we go into our map, you will see that we only own sorry guys, I really need something to drink. We only own 15, 14, and 12 by default. As you guys can see, everything else is not owned. Okay, but if you want to own the entire map without actually having to purchase it with money, you can go into here. You can set farmland. You want it to my farm and click all. You can also do by fields. You can also do by NPC. Okay, NPC means the AIs in the game. Now, if you go like this and click all, you now own all 58 fields on the map. So if we go back in the map, you will see that all the fields are now highlighted in blue, which means you own every single field. Now, if you go back into the menu and you go over here and you go to NPC and click all and check on that, and I have noticed, guys, that this part of the EDC is a little janky sometimes. As you can see, guys, I can't escape right now. It's going to take a minute to escape out. There it goes. It should have been updated, though. As you can see right now, this owned fields is owned by Jasmine Crevier, which means we do not own anything on the map. Now, if we go back to the map, nothing on the map is owned now. Okay, so just be aware that this part of it is a little janky sometimes. I'm going to go back to all and click all, and we now own all the fields again, as you can see. So just a little food for thought. There you go, guys. Go back to the menu. So we've pretty much got all this covered. This is all debug again over here. I don't pay much attention to that. Let's go down to this menu right here. This is your set time, so you can set the time to September. So what are we in right now? August. So if I go into that menu and I just say I want to go to September and we want it to be noon, we can set that to September of noon, and we are now in September and it is noon. Okay. I need to actually make my clock move again. Where was that at? Where was that at? To stop the clock, stop the time. That's, where was that? Where was that at? Where was that at? Okay, I guess I will find that a little bit later, because I'm not too sure where it was. I know I showed you guys where it was, but I cannot remember myself for the live man. I know I'm probably looking right over it too, and I'm just not seeing it. So let's go on back down. And let's go down to here again. You can reload your environment here, reload weather. Right here, guys, very, very important. If you leave tire tracks behind and you want to remove them, you can click here. It will remove all the tire tracks from the map, okay? You can also set it for 1 meter to 2 meters. I would just leave it on all, guys, okay? It's easier like that. Weather. You can set your weather. You can add, you can set, okay? So we're going to do, let's say we want to do rain, okay? Go ahead and click that. It is now raining on the map. All right. You can also go back and you can set the weather to be, you can set it to be cloudy. It's now cloudy. And you can also set it to raining, sunny, cloudy. That's pretty much it. So we'll go back to sunny. This is all your weather debugging stuff over here. All we bug. You can also add snow. So let's look into this. I haven't looked into this yet. Let's go down here and let's add some snow to the map. Let's see how this works out. I hope it doesn't mess up anything. So snow height set to maximum level. All right. So all right. Let's try this one more time. You can also remove the snow on the map. 100 meters. You can add salt. Just like that, and there is salt all over. Okay, there comes the snow. There comes the snow right there, guys. So so that's pretty cool that they added the snow on the ground. Is that so, or is that is indeed snow? All right, so there's your snow right there. It just takes a minute. Now, if you want to remove the snow, you can remove it just like that. And let's take this back down to like that. As you guys can see, the snow went away. So you can remove an snow. So that's pretty cool. I love that they put that in here. Let's move on down to this. Now, this right here is pretty much your help menu. Anything you need to know about Easy Development Controls, guys, is here. So this will tell you what's in general. So, for example, add money, remove money, set money, X time scale, stop time, which is where I need to be to the time is, okay, so, all right, extra time scale is on. Let's go ahead and turn that back off. Now my time should be back on. Okay, good. I figured that out. So again, that is a very helpful menu right there, guys. That question mark. This will tell you what is in each part of your Easy Development Controls. Okay, so like for player, it tells you got super strength there, jump multiplier, function disabled due to conflict with mod FS19 Lumberjack. That's exactly why it wasn't working, guys. I was right. So if you have Lumberjack installed, the super strength will be disabled. Okay, just keep that in mind. Also, does it say anything about why the set form would be disabled? So in here, player, everything you need to know, guys, about these menus will show you what's in the specific, area of those menus. So, for example, in player, we have super strength, jump multiplier, third person view, wood cutting. It's pretty much all here, guys. And objects, we went over all this. Add bell, available bell types, formatting bell, show bell locations. Show pallet locations, add pallet, add log. I mean, it's all here, guys. So anything you need to know that's in these specific menus right here, it will tell you everything that's in those menus right here just by clicking on them. But I think that is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. I know this was a bit of a lengthy tutorial, but I hope you guys found it helpful. And I got to figure out how to get my my manual speed to work again, as I can't figure out how to get that to work. And maybe if I go back into that menu, it will tell me how to do that. Player speed. Where was that? That was up. That was where was it? It was under player, right? Yeah, player speed. So let's go back down in here and see if it says anything about player speed. Sets the multiplayer that will be used in increased running speed is on. Toggles the availability of the increased running speed input binding. So it doesn't say anything about why it would conflict with the player speed mod, and that's what it's conflicting with. Because see, I can't use my player speed mod now because I did something there. I don't know what it was, but I'm going to figure it out. Let me turn that off. Let me turn this off. Maybe if I turn it off, it will maybe fix the issue. No, it's not fixing the issue. But that is pretty much it, guys. That is pretty much it. Subscribe if you're new. Smash that like button for me. Click that bell and click all so you know exactly when I post new content and when I go live. With that being said, until next time, guys and girls, this is CJ Farms, and one crop at a time, we're helping America grow. I will see you all in the next video.